got Titan blood running through our veins. Get loud, put your hands up, let the whole world hear this sound.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Cass here, and we are back at it for another video. We have a top 10 running back prospects video, and no, I am not alone. We are joined with Valente, who's going to be helping us out a lot this offseason with scheduling, so with looking at some prospects, looking at different mock drafts. We're going to do a mock draft for the Saints. I think we have talked about that's going to be on his channel, and whenever we do that, we're gonna link that down in the description. So he helped me with this list, and he's going to be helping me with a couple of other things throughout the offseason. We're going to be really grinding this offseason. So his channel link, I think he has one. Yeah, his new channel link will be in the description.
I'm banned at 1K.
Uh,
Banned at 1K. Anyway,
so
we move.
we are going to work together and do some stuff this offseason. So, and I'm hoping to get other people on the channel as well this offseason. Stuff is in the works, so we'll just see how it works. Anyway, we're going to go through our top 10 running back prospects. We started with running backs because, in my opinion, they're one of the easiest positions to grade. I think you could see very obvious if a guy's going to be at least half decent in the NFL or not. There's been some occasions when you look at like guys being drafted real high, they ended up being bust, but it's not as high as other positions. So, but anyway,
It's a pretty straightforward position to work with.
Let's start off, and the best way I think for us to do this one day is go one at a time, and then fire, like you tell the stuff about one player, and then I go and tell the stuff about another one. So I'm gonna start with number 10, and we're gonna go work our way down from there.
Cool.
Okay, so we have, we start off with Minnesota running back Mohamed Ibrahim, who comes in at 5'10", 203 pounds, who was very high, had a higher rank, in my opinion, in the overall class for running backs before injury this season. Was a hard runner and hard to tackle for this Minnesota team, and was the real bright spot of this Minnesota squad, and was actually getting them in position to win a lot of games. And not just because he looks like Dalvin Cook, because he really does look like Dalvin Cook. It's actually uncanny. He has a very similar play style to Dalvin Cook. And if the injury could be rehabbed the way that I'm imagining him and his team are hoping it does, then a team taking a chance on Mohamed Ibrahim might very well be a good pick for them. So that's why he has to be on this list at 10. Anyway, now 9.
All right, number 9, we got Israel Abanikanda, and yes, I looked up how to say his name, so I didn't butcher it. Anyway, 5'11", 215. He led the NCAA in rushing touchdowns. He has a big back play style. In my opinion, I watch a lot of his games because I'm an ACC fan, but you know, he's always the big play guy for them. Like the game against Virginia Tech, he had 20 yards, 6 touchdowns. Like he's just big playability, um, fall forward. Like I guess you would say, he's a great blocker, and his NFL comparison is Alex Collins in his prime days, obviously, back in Baltimore.
Okay. So, and that's what fits with that big back play style, very similar to, like you said, the Alex Collins with the Ravens. But now we have one of my favorite guys to watch in this class, and that is Kansas State running back Deuce Vaughn. Deuce Vaughn is without a doubt the smallest back in this class. He's an electric runner who can change direction at any moment, has a high change of direction rating. I can't wait to see that on Madden. There's no way they can butcher that. He's elite. He's elite in big game situations. And for his size, you wouldn't think that he'd be as electric as he is at receiver, which is something Darren Sproles, who is his NFL comparison for me, struggled with, was catching the ball out of the backfield. It doesn't seem like Deuce Vaughn struggles with that. He has a high jumping. He's very athletic to jump up as high as he can get from that smaller stature. He could probably jump and make himself equal with like corners that are about 6'3". So he's a high jump guy. But I wouldn't say that that's what you would want him to do. He's more of the catch, screen, run the ball type players, which is why his NFL comparison is Darren Vols. I think he's going to be a dangerous guy in kick return games as well.
FD. All right, number 7, we got Kenny Mcintosh, 6'1", 210. And yesterday we had a bit of confusion. We thought Cass thought he split carries with Jahmyr Gibbs, but we moved though. So he's a great blocker. Obviously, a lot of these running backs on here are great blockers, but he is probably one of the best. And then we got great speed for his size. A 6'1" guy running a 4.52, I think they said it was.
Yeah.
At one of the pro days, I think last year. That's impressive. That's
and speaking on that, people always seem to be able to get their combine speeds up, and I plan on, when the combine actually hits, doing some of these list over again and adding some of that stuff in. I wouldn't be surprised if Kenny Mcintosh can get under the 4.5 range and hit in the high 4.4s, because people seem
to guess. I would give him a 4.48. Just remember this, 4.48.
But
that's my guess. Anyway, he's great on like the delay block routes, where he has to block and then go out on a route. He's always great timing with that. And his NFL comparison, something that Kareem Hunt.
And we're gonna move on from that, as now we have one of Valente's favorite running backs in this class.
My favorite back in the class. It's my favorite back.
And that is, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. That is Tyjae Spears, right?
Tyjae. I don't know.
Who is a 5'10", 204 back. Consistent in style. He is consistent with a back of that style. And is an elite pass catcher, which we're seeing a lot is becoming more of a thing that backs have nowadays. But it's different with Tyjae Spears. He's probably the best pass catcher in the class. Maybe not with who we have at 2, but he's up there with who we have at 2 as far as the best pass catchers in the class, and also is really good at finishing runs, and his NFL comparison for us is Alvin Kamara.
It's also kind of a bit of a coincidence that they literally play in the same city. So,
Kind of funny, yeah.
All right, number 5, Tank Bigsby. I know a lot about Tank because Cass lives near Auburn, so it's kind of something that you look at, or something that you know about being from there. Anyway, he's 6 foot 213. He's got surprising speed for the weight that he's got, and something that stands out is that he was really great behind line play. He's got really great ball control, security.
Bad O-line play.
And NFL comp Nick Chubb, because, I would have said Nick Chubb or Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry was really good behind a bad O-line. Look, I like the Nick Chubb comp because, again, Nick Chubb, same size, right?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, maybe Nick's probably about 6'1", 6'2", but the size, weight wise, yeah, probably. He might even be smaller.
Nick Chubb Jr. in my eyes.
All right, so now we've got Sean Tucker from the University of Syracuse, who, I thought they were the same weight. My bad. He's more of the weight of Tyjae Spears. Anyway, who is a complete back, catching and running, has the complete third down trait, so can be your first, second, and third down back, and has some really good speed burst. Even though that may end up for him getting caught on longer runs, the initial burst and acceleration is there, with Sean Tucker, and that's the problem with a lot of backs overall is their acceleration's there, but maybe their like strength speed isn't there. Their sprint speed, their distant running, really doesn't seem to be there, and that's the problem that the Texans had with Dameon Pierce, which is why I feel like the comparison here is Dameon Pierce.
I feel like you said, getting through the hole is not the problem. It's getting all the way to the end zone. Getting the longer run, I guess you could say. Getting through the hole and getting, those quick, medium 15, 20-yard runs, but not being able to finish it fully.
100% agree.
And number 3, we got Zach Evans. Now, I'm not going to lie, I didn't know who this guy was. I did my research, though. 6 foot 215, good straight speed, flexible with the ball in air, and good on a per carry basis. And the reason I rented that so fast is because I'm going to take some time on this one. NFL comparison, Najee Harris. I don't know why, but I've seen this man dribble some people. I've seen Najee dribble some people. No, Najee's not the type to get speed at the start of the run, but whenever he gets past everybody, the Jets are gone. The Jets are on. Same with this guy.
And Najee would actually be a guy I would say is very good on a per carry basis as well.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go with the guy that I feel it's tied with him and Tajay Spears, but I believe this guy is also up there for the best pass catcher in the class, and I actually rated him in this the best pass catcher in the class at the running back position, which I think is why you might see that NFL comparison at the bottom, and I think it fits because Jahmyr Gibbs could be a guy you have as your running back, but could also, in different carries, much like Alvin Kamara has done for the Saints in the past, could play that slot receiver role in motions and can line up at slot and wouldn't be a guy that would be mismatched there. And a big thing with at Georgia Tech and Alabama, he has 70 total touchdowns in his career. Big score.
He's just a faster Debo Samuel.
That's what it's really versatile would be if you had to describe Jahmyr Gibbs in one word, versatile.
Yeah.
And now I'm pretty sure all you know where number 1 is.
Bijan, obviously. 6 foot 220, best back in the class, no doubt. Strong ball security. Has he ever fumbled?
I would have to look into that, but if he has, I wouldn't imagine it's a lot.
Okay. Well, the hardest runner in the class, in my opinion. He's always breaking off those big runs. And his NFL comparison, Derrick Henry. You gotta compare the hard runner and the best overall and the biggest weight wise. I think he's the biggest weight.
He's the biggest weight out of the top 10 we rated.
Yeah. His height's not there, but the weight is. He's the hardest runner in the class. I think he broke off like a 97-yard run in one game. I think something like that. I might be tripping, but it was like a 97 or something. And you just get Derrick Henry, man. Derrick Henry Jr. from Texas.
I 100% agree. And now sitting here thinking about it, we're not going to do a fullbacks list. I had debated back and forth doing a fullbacks list, but then I actually looked at the prospects. We're not going to do a fullbacks list, but...
I can only name one fullback.
But, while we're here, I want to go ahead and shout out an honorable mention that I considered putting on this list, and that is fullback for I believe North Dakota State or South Dakota State, and that being Hunter. I think his name is Hunter Lupke, and he is going to go in the top 3 rounds, and is going to be an absolute baller for wherever he goes. Yeah, Lupke is the name. His stats are out of this world as a college athlete. And with his size, he being 6'1", 236, could be a bigger running back, but most likely is going to have to play fullback, but could also be a bigger running back. But I thought this would be a good place to mention him. He's without a doubt the number one fullback in the class, and overall I think could be a member of a good running attack at the fullback position.
Yeah. I do got one question about Bijan though,
Yes.
and this is about the overall draft, I guess. But a lot of the NFL like a lot of the NFL like analysts like Bucky and DJ, they all have Bijan at like number 4 of overall players in the draft. So I
Uh-huh.
guess the question is, Bijan go in the top 10? Because I know running backs are very rare to go that early.
The
But does he go in
only
the top 10?
the only team that I could see taking Bijan would be Chicago. Could be in the mix for that, but I doubt that they want to do that because they're going to be in line to take Will Anderson.
Well, Anderson, yeah.
The Arizona Cardinals could do that as well, but
I wouldn't mind that.
I'm not sure how they feel about James Conner, but we're speaking just purely from a multitude of points. But if we're being realistic, Bijan Robinson most likely ends up in the Saints division, Valente, with
20s?
with either 9 or 10
Oh.
with the Panthers or the Falcons. But he definitely, in my opinion, goes in the top 10. He's either going to go to the Falcons, to the Panthers, to the Cardinals, or to the Bears. I think the Bears are probably the biggest long shot out of any of those. Because I doubt they would
I
want
gotta
to
say
go,
Panthers.
because that would make Bijan the highest rated running back in a while.
Ever?
No, because I believe Bo was taken number 1 overall by the Bucks. But
Yeah, but was.
okay,
Number
and
9 overall. I wouldn't mind him going to the
but
Panthers.
but
I can see that.
Bijan would be because the other guy that's been taken the earliest was Zeke at 4 by Dallas, and that would make Bijan the highest drafted running back since that, and he'd be at 3. So I would fit, and I also don't even know if you feel comfortable taking Bijan at 9 or 10, but running back's a huge problem for both of those teams because like we've said, the Panthers, you might have something there with Deontay Foreman being how good he played in the season, but also he's a free agent. You don't know if you really want to stick with him as the guy. Atlanta has Cordell Patterson, but has to be 33, 34. So you don't even know how much longer he's got left in the tank. If those two don't go with him, I don't see a team that really needs a back until maybe the Bucks at 19.
They got Lenny and Rashad though.
Yeah. If they don't go with Bijan,
is it possible that he falls to the mid-20s? Ask him for a friend, obviously.
well, this particular mock draft I'm looking at right now has the Chiefs taking Jahmyr Gibbs. In my opinion, there is no way the Chiefs take a running back in the first round. I don't see that. Yeah, exactly. If by any miracle he gets past Atlanta and the Panthers at 9 and 10, the next team I could see taking a running back is the Bills at 31.
At 30?
At 31.
31?
Yeah.
Yo, hey Saints, do your job, bro. Don't let him get past you.
Well, y'all have Alvin.
Right, but he's probably facing suspension this year. And you know, teams like to go after people whenever someone's supposed to get suspended. And then when they get back, demon crew, bro. Mark and Alvin in 2017.
It's very interesting where Bijan goes, and it's very interesting how the NFL values the running back position.
And the draft specifically.
But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We had a little interesting breakdown there at the end. But I would
podcast vibes.
I want to thank y'all for watching. I want to remind y'all to like the video, to subscribe, but above all else, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This has been your boy Cass, that's Valente, and we're going to catch y'all down the road. Bye, guys.
Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
Whole city getting hype now. Tell them boys to tighten up, tighten up.
Let me hear you say it.
Need